While I'm out with the cria, let's talk about the worms that alpacas can get. There's quite a few different worms, and they share the same worms with sheep and goats. So it's really important to make sure, if they're sharing pasture, that your sheep and goats have a very low count. That's because alpacas poo in one area, so they tend not to graze where they've actually put the feces, so they wouldn't naturally pick up the eggs from the fecal, or the worms when they hatch. But sheep and goats obviously go everywhere, so really important that they don't pick up the sort of burdens that sheep and goats can live with, because that could kill an alpaca. So there's several different types. The one we worry about most are the trichostrongyles. The most serious of those is barber's pole or homuncus, and a heavy infestation of those in an alpaca can take half a litre of blood per day. So if you think that an alpaca is probably, an adult alpaca is a similar weight to a human, half a litre of blood per day, they very quickly become anemic. They can cope with very high levels of anemia or very low levels of red blood cells, but when they start to look ill, they're probably already really sick from the low levels of blood that they now have from the homuncus. So homuncus gets very easily resistant to different treatments. So here we use a rotational treatment plan. If we find a level that we think needs treating, relatively low level, then we use different products in rotation to make sure we don't build up resistance. There are a couple of other eggs that we find in samples, Trichurus and Nematodyrus. These are treatable with a much more commonly found treatment, Panacure, and different sorts of treatment, different doses, different frequency, and so on. But we always retest after 14 days to make sure that the treatment's been effective, because the last thing we want is to start to get treatment resistance, the worm resistance on the farm, and then we could have an alpaca dying because we haven't realised that actually the parasites are no longer responding to the treatment. So really important, regular fecal testing, not routine worming, and treat, if necessary, only those that have a count that warrants it.